How's everybody doing? We live, making it happen, doing what we do. I got my man Liam Yin City Gold. We're gonna talk about the jewelry game today, and we're gonna get into it, man. I'm real excited about this one. You see, he got the display up here, real gold, real heavy, nice texture. Man, get into it. Let us know about what you be, doing in the gold industry, in the jewelry industry. I'm excited about this one, y'all. This is a real big one.
All right, so my name is Liam Yin. I'm the founder of Yin City Gold, and basically, what you have here actually is pure gold, pure 24 karat gold, the same purity as if you were to go buy gold coins, gold bullion, any sort of investment gold, physical gold. This jewelry is that purity or higher. So what you're really buying is wearable gold. So our concept, the reason why we were created is because the gold jewelry industry in the US is completely backwards compared to other parts of the world, uh, particularly in Asia, Middle East. Everybody there buys gold jewelry. So, like, let's say, for example, a wedding in India, whether
Mm,
you're rich or poor,
mm,
they'll have gold jewelry, right? We'll give it to you, the bride or the groom. Gold is an investment. So it's
mm,
not just, hey, it's a fashion accessory. It's also, it's first and foremost an investment. So here in the US, you have so much. You get on IG, you go to the mall, and you see all this gold jewelry. People don't know what is what, why something is priced, and a lot of the gold jewelry is not really gold.
Fugazi.
So it's whether it's gold plated or they call it vermeil, or we have companies like Jackson that say, "Oh, we sell real gold chains." What's real gold chains? Tell me how much gold is actually in that gold chain. If
Mm,
I buy a gold chain, a Cuban chain, and it costs $200, I can tell you right now, there's no gold in there,
yeah.
right? So you have companies that are selling a fashion statement, a fashion accessory, and now there's nothing wrong if you want to just buy something like going to Claire's and buying, some costume jewelry, but we don't want people spending thousands of dollars buying gold jewelry that is diluted. In
Mm,
in America, gold jewelry is alloyed. So you hear the terms 14K, 10K, what do those things stand for, right? Gold is sold on a carat system. So out of 24 parts. So 24 karat gold means 24 out of the 24 parts is gold. 14K, for example, is 14 out of the 24 parts. So
mm.
it's actually only 58.3% gold.
And see, that's the thing about Yen City. When you purchase product from Yen City, you get the education. And what he's doing is giving you the education. And when you buy jewelry normally, it, you don't even really be getting real jewelry. So I'm gonna just let him keep going because he gonna dig in. That's what he want to do. That's why I got him up here. So just keep educating the people, man, about the jewelry game.
All right. So, as I was saying, the first part is just kind of even knowing what is what, right? So, 10 karat gold in the US is the legal minimum for when you're saying, hey, this is real gold. So at a mall, when you go to Zales, any Macy's, and they're selling you 10 karat gold, which is like 41, 42%, something like that. That's the minimum legal um, limit in the US for real gold jewelry. The rest, like gold plated jewelry, those type of things, that gold plated jewelry is like tinfoil. It's not even tinfoil. It's so thin
Mm-hmm.
you could scratch that off.
Yeah, and like this right here, this stuff is heavy, man. It got weight to it. This is real gold,
It's
and
pure gold.
yeah, yeah.
So, you know, some of the myths that you hear that are created by the jewelry industry is that 24 karat gold is too soft. Most people have heard that myth. It's too soft for gold jewelry.
Mm,
They'll say it's not practical. It's too soft. Well, you can see right here, it's impossible that it's too soft.
mm,
Is it too soft,
yeah.
Sterling?
I mean, hey, man, listen. It's
It's not too soft.
if you ask me, it's perfect. You know what I'm
So
saying? You seen how he was tugging on it, and I'm letting y'all know right now the weight on it is heavy. It's real jewelry, man. It's
It's
real
pure.
jewelry.
And and how do you know it's pure? For example, if you go to a pawn shop, they won't have an X-ray, but they'll maybe do an acid test. They'll have cheaper methods that'll let you know if you go to a pawn shop. But we test this. I test my stuff by X-ray, and that'll tell you obviously if it's pure gold or not. And everything is at least 99.5% purity or higher. So one of the big things is if you go into your mall jeweler and these are some big prices, ask them how that jewelry, if you ask them how it's priced, they won't be able to tell you.
They can't tell you a damn
They
thing.
can't tell you how it's priced. And you know what? Most of the time, they won't tell you the weight. So they won't tell you the weight. And why is that? Because they don't want you to do the math. So my message, Yin City Gold's message to people out there is before you spend thousands of dollars on gold, first know what it is that you're actually buying and do the math. And you can't do that without knowing the weight. And that's why they don't actually tell you the weight. And I'll go even further to say companies like David Yurman and Tiffany, which are, very famous. Most women want a Tiffany bracelet, and their policy, and you can verify this. And I want people to verify this. If you actually go into the store or you just go online to Tiffany, you know how they have online help. Ask them a weight of an item, and they will tell you we can't tell you that information. So their policy not to tell you the weight of an item. They'll charge you $20,000, $10,000, but they won't even tell you the weight of the item.
Yeah, soak this game up. Excuse me, soak the game up because this is real important. Like when most people buy jewelry, they're not thinking about the weight. They're just thinking about how it look. And really, a big factor is like he was saying. He was naming some of the stores. Long as you get it from that store, you feel like you got something. But he going a little deeper and digging a little deeper for the people. And Yin City is a good company, and this is the good reason why you should purchase your jewelry and your product from Yin City is because not only do you get good product, you get good education.
So I would say we're not even so concerned. Sure, I would love you to buy our product, but first and foremost, I want people to go out there and do their own research. Don't just believe what I say.
Yep.
Sterling right here we're the only people that do a gold jewelry actually study. And if you go online to yincitygold.com and subscribe, you can get a copy of the 2022 study. And in that study, it has all the names that you've heard of, Zales, K, down to Costco, Walmart, all the way through. And it will show you the prices they charge for an item and what the markup is. And I encourage people to actually go and go to the mall, go to a retailer that you like, and ask a jeweler some questions. Ask them why they don't carry 24 karat gold. Ask them how the jewelry is priced. Ask them the weight and see the responses you get. And if you go a little bit further, now I know it's a little bit of work, but it'll save you thousands of dollars. And I'm going to give you two examples. One using Tiffany, because Tiffany, everybody's heard of Tiffany, right? So this bracelet right here is a Yin City Gold bracelet. It's pure. It's around 70 something grams. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I call this a Tiffany killer, because if you go and you buy a hardware link bracelet from Tiffany, which right now they sell for $8,900, go to the store, buy a cheap scale, a little one off of Amazon for like $10. Take it with you to the store when you're just doing your own research before you buy gold, right? And they don't want it. Their policy is not to tell you the weight,
right?
But they can't stop you. It's going to be hard for them to stop you if you all of a sudden pull out that scale when you're trying it on and just quickly weigh it,
right?
And if they do that, that tells you a lot right there, like that you can't even figure out the weight of an item that you're supposed to spend thousands of dollars for. But when you weigh that, you'll know the weight, and you can actually come back to our website, yincitygold.com, and go to we have a gold jewelry calculator, and you can plug in that weight of the item, put it in the caratage. It's going to show you, it's going to spit out what the markup is and how much gold is in that bracelet. So for that Tiffany bracelet, that's $8,900. There's probably like $1,500 worth of gold in there. So Next, people will say, well, it's Tiffany. Well, there's nothing that makes that Tiffany bracelet special. It's not one of one. It's printed on a machine. And furthermore, I'll tell you what's even more funny. If it was the Tiffany name and the design, they sell the same bracelet in silver.
Mm-hmm.
And it's way, 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 way cheaper. Same design, same name.
Yeah.
It's like,
Okay. So since you talking about Tiffany, you see the commercials, K Jewelers,
right?
around Christmas time, Valentine's, they had a little special, 50% off, etc., etc. Get into the ice box, because I see this place on social media all the time. You see the young rappers going in there. Let us know about Icebox and what they got going on over there.
So here's what I say about Icebox. Yeah, they have a huge Instagram following. What they do is a different form of emotional marketing. People like Kay, um, Tiffany, and whatnot, they sell to the women. Like Tiffany will say, writing the world's greatest love stories.
Mm-hmm.
Kay is every kiss, or Zales is it? The Zales of Kay does every kiss begins with K.
Yeah.
Right? Icebox likes to me, I feel, kind of exploit rappers.
Okay.
And if you want to look at it that way, that's how it, because he's using these rappers, whoever they are that come in there, and they're saying, look at how much I'm spending. And the way I look at it is, so people are looking at them as an example, right? And what is the example that it is that you're showing them? Their caption will be, how much did he spend? But really, why don't they ask that guy, what is it worth? So what a lot of jewelers do, and I want to make a distinction, because this is standalone gold jewelry, meaning it's jewelry that doesn't have stones, precious stones.
Mm.
So what a lot of companies, a lot of jewelers will do is obviously use cheap gold to sell the stones and mark it up, because they know a person has no idea of knowing. They're relying on the jeweler for the information. How do they know how much those carats are really worth, what the value is? They don't have a Rappaport guide. They don't understand all of these things. So they're just thinking, oh, I got some ice, right? I got an iced out chain. This is how much, you spend, but ask them how much it's really worth. So I would encourage anybody, pull up to Icebox in Atlanta and ask them, how much did you pay for? Because I can tell you exactly what this is. And that's why we chose gold, because gold all around the world right now, we can look up the spot price. It's trading at 1,900 something an ounce. And we can weigh this. We can figure out exactly what this chain is worth right now. And we charge a design and labor fee on top of that. So everything is 100% transparent. And you know that you're getting something that 5 years from now is going to be worth way more than what you paid for. Go to Icebox, ask them what it's worth, see if they can tell you, see what the response is, record the response. So when they say, hey, this is how much they're spending, well, ask them, how much is it actually worth? And see them stutter and give sort of excuses or whatever it may be. Because to me, you're ripping people off. And if you take a look at their chains on there, ask them what their Cubans. They have Cubans on there they're selling for 40 grand, 50 grand, 60 grand. Tell us how much that's worth. That's my question.
Mm-hmm.
Is know what it is that you're actually buying, because most people have no idea why it's priced that way and what it is that they're buying. We want people to know what it is they're buying in gold, because it's called gold jewelry. Gold jewelry, right? So first and foremost, it's gold, and then jewelry. If you look up the definition in the dictionary, sometimes we just do things, right? We just do things, and we have to sit down and even ask ourselves, why are we buying it? Why are you even buying a gold chain? You're buying a gold chain because gold is supposed to be valuable, but you have companies selling you gold, real gold. Well, there's no gold in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's less than 0.01% gold. You're really selling somebody a silver chain with a gold that looks like it's gold, right? Or diluted. So them telling you it's too soft, it's because gold is $1,900 an ounce. So the more they dilute it, the more profit it is. So in the US, basically, they're selling you gold, which is a commodity, which is an investment, and it's becoming a fashion accessory, like you're buying Jordans, like you're buying a Gucci belt, like you're buying a purse. It's sold like retail clothing, when it really should be sold as gold, as you're buying gold. And And that's really the way it's sold across the world. So don't have to take my word for it. If you go across, you go to India, you go to China, you go to Hong Kong, and you walk into a jewelry store, they don't ask how much this is. They
Mm,
ask how much does it weigh,
mm,
right? And you know exactly what it is that you're paying for. So that's my message is, hey, even if you don't buy from us, go and test for yourself before you spend thousands of dollars and make the jeweler rich. Go and ask them these questions. Ask a jeweler at K's, have you ever seen 24K jewelry or owned it or worn it yourself? If not, then why do you tell people it's too soft?
mm,
How do you know when you've never even worn it, you've never even seen it?
mm,
Because your manager told you? Because it's not true. They just made up those things and tell you that. That's like me telling you because you didn't know better. Hey man, you didn't know filet steak is the best filet mignon. I'm serving you chuck. I'm
mm,
serving you sirloin and I'm charging you the most,
mm,
right? Or you don't know what is what. You're relying on them to give you the information, but it's not in their interest to sell you something at what I'm doing here. Yes, I can make some money, but I'm not doing it. My purpose isn't just to make money,
mm.
right? And that's obviously acceptable in other parts of the world. It's acceptable to do business where it's transparent, right? Like your phone, for example, it's pretty hard to price that because there's a gazillion components.
Mhm.
But in this chain, we know it's one ingredient, gold. We know that price, and we know there's a design and labor fee. And this is handmade. So this is the highest quality you could possibly get because it is handmade and it's pure gold. They're printing it on a machine and they're
Mm.
charging you upwards 2, 3, 4, 500% markup. So all of that money could be going back into your pocket, and you're getting an inferior product that after you wear it a few years, you're going to see actually when they tell you that alloy is stronger, more practical. No, it actually is going to look like, part of my language, shit.
Yeah, as you can see, he can go all day. I got to get in though, just a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the information is incredible, and for me, if you buy jewelry, it should be something you wear every once in a while, but it should be an investment, something that you can get your money back on, years from now. Like he was saying, just don't go get jewelry just to get it, spend thousands of dollars on it, and then at the end of the day, it's not even real. So, you know, it's up to you to really get the knowledge. And, it looks like from what he's saying, you have to do your own research because 9 times out of 10, the people that you're buying it from are not going to give you the truth on what you're buying and what they're selling. So it's very, very important for you to, protect yourself at all times in the jewelry game because a lot of people really don't be wearing real jewelry. And to go spend $100,000 on a chain, you know, what is it worth? So, that really should be, hey, a new slogan. Forget how much it costs. How much is it worth and how much does it weigh? Like they were saying, that's what they do, the jewelry game. And they keeping it real and giving you real valuable information that you can go out and use. And now you can kind of go in these jewelry stores because basically what you're saying is so basically like they like McDonald's and Burger King, drive through jewelry stores where the employee is there to be in basically an employee, and on top of that not even really know anything about jewelry at the end of the day, maybe just the basics so that they can communicate with the people and get them to buy some jewelry, but they don't know the information that about jewelry. So when you selling jewelry to people and getting over on people and people think that they got some from K Jewelers or you know you can buy it on TV, QVC, and all this stuff. Basically, you just buying costume jewelry. But at the end of the day, if you want the real deal, that's when the research come in and then you know what you're buying and you know how much it weigh. How much it weigh, man?
How much it weigh?
How much does it weigh?
So obviously, if you have gold, that's the costume jewelry, things that are gold plated. That's not even. We'll just say that's not even gold.
Mm,
But when you have something that's 10 karat gold, 14 karat gold, And these are 18 karat gold.
Yeah.
Those you already know the percentage because 18 stands for 18 out of 24 parts, right?
Yeah.
So you know it's 75% gold. But what they don't, that's why they don't tell, because they already give you that. They'll give you all the dimensions, but they don't give you the weight.
Right.
Because with the weight, you can do the math. And when you do the math, you're going to see how much the markup is. And that's really, and, like I said, I think it's pretty crazy that they could charge you $20,000. David Yearman, $28,000 for a Cuban chain. But you ask them the weight, they can't tell you. It's their proprietary information. Weight is proprietary information when you want me to pay $28,000 for a chain.
Yeah.
I don't buy that. So, because when you do the math, you're going to see they're charging you 400% markup. And that $28,000 chain has got $5,500 worth of gold. Man. So where's the rest of the money going?
Right.
Into their pockets. But then on Instagram and in all this marketing that they spend millions on, they'll tell you the world's love stories and how they donate to charity and all. Why don't you just not rob from the customer? Why don't we just start there?
Yeah.
The real love story is telling somebody something honest. Right? I mean, I think there's a Bible verse. I can't remember the exact words, but they say, truth is like a kiss in the lips. So I would say, find out exactly what it is that you're buying, find out the weight, you can do the math, and ask those questions to the jeweler. When you're buying gold jewelry and you're going to save yourself thousands of dollars and money, it's when you're spending 5,000, 6,000, 10,000, whatever it may be, you worked hard for that money.
And see, I mean, it's up to you if you want to spend that type of money on the jewelry, but is it going to be worth something later on? That's the whole thing. That's basically what he's saying. It's common sense. Why go spend $8,000, $9,500 on something, and then it's worth later on 15, 2,500? It just doesn't make sense. So you might as well do it the right way and educate yourself. And I say that a lot. And, I really don't want to be saying that a lot, but hey, I got to say it. You have to educate yourself with a lot of these things, especially when you dealing with investments. And if you do it right, like this right here, say, if I bought this, I know that later on down the line, I run into some hard times. Hey, I made a nice investment. Now I can take that and get what it's worth and get maybe double what I paid for it, opposed to taking it to the pawn shop and they getting over on you. And that's what he's saying. That's why a lot of times when people be taking it to the pawn shop, and they be thinking they had something, and then the dude come back like, no, you don't got nothing, And it's not even taking it to a pawn shop. It's taking it to, I was just using that because we in Vegas. So, it's a lot of pawn shops. So people go to pawn shops. But I'm just saying
it's a real example.
Yeah.
It's a real example.
Yeah.
I've heard plenty of stories of people, hey, they spent $10,000. Go to that pawn shop and they're offering you $1,500 because they're not going to give you, they'll probably give you 60, 70 cents on the dollar. So remember that 14K chain that they charge you 400% or 300%. Well, that's still only 58% gold. So they're giving you on the gold value. They're scrapping it. So imagine giving you 60 cents to the dollar on your 14K gold that you got charged up 400%. Right?
And then turn around and put it back in the case for astronomical price. And you're like, oh, man.
K in these companies, they actually, they will buy your gold. So not only do they buy your jewelry, then they take it and they sell you diluted jewelry at huge. So they're the worst bank. You talk about getting a bad loan. This is the worst. And we don't consider ourselves jewelers, actually.
Right.
We don't consider ourselves jewelers. This is, a jewelry format. But at least in America, I feel like using the word jeweler has a bad connotation. Maybe 5 years from now, our goal is so that it doesn't have that connotation, that negative connotation, because like you said, it's an investment. It can't be an investment when you're buying something. They're having you buy it like it's a discretionary spend, discretion based, in order for it to be an investment. And when you're investing $5,000, it's a lot different than going and wasting 5,000. So for a
Right.
lot of people that wouldn't buy jewelry, you know why they don't buy it? It's because they think it's a waste of money, and they're right.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's actually an investment, it's totally different because people will spend $5,000, $10,000 if they're buying stocks.
Yeah. Like, see, this is what I call like the treasure chest jewelry. That's what this looked like. This was in King Tut's tomb or something. You know, the real deal. Not like,
And you know what? To say on that, when people say, "Oh, it's too soft,"
yeah,
exactly. When you look at an auction at Sotheby's and they're showing you gold, historical gold, it ain't no 14 karat gold. It's near pure gold. That's what lasts forever. If they dug up that gold from the Byzantine Empire that they're auctioning at Sotheby's and it was 14 karat gold, it would look black.
yeah. I can actually tell the difference between when you go to the mall and you go to, you know how you just go in the jewelry store, you know, you go to K's and you know the little jewelry stores that they have, or they might have a little kiosk or something like that. This right here is like you find, you know, in the right here is real gold. I can look at it and tell just by,
And the weight,
yeah,
and the
just
weight.
yeah, just by the way it looked and the weight on it is crazy. It's real jewelry. Just like that right there, that don't even do nothing. It don't affect it or nothing. You know, this real jewelry right here, man. And you know, once you've been around, you can kind of tell, you know, because you know, especially in Vegas, you know, they got kiosks and they had a jewelry, and you know it's not real, but people still buy it, and it don't make sense to spend 8 to 10 on something that you can't get your money back on later if you fall in a hard time. So, you know, as you get older, you know, you should think about investments. You know, if I buy something, what is it going to be worth later? You know, or if I buy something, what is the quality of it and how long is it going to last? You know, 'cause I just don't want to buy something that don't last. So when you get older, you start thinking about those type of things. Not everybody wear jewelry, but
Most women do.
yeah, a lot of women love jewelry. You know, a lot of women wear costume jewelry, and it's nothing wrong with
There's nothing
wearing.
wrong with that.
But when you spending $10,000 on something,
5,000, 8,000. You're
yeah,
spending thousands of dollars.
it don't make
It
sense.
doesn't make sense for it not to actually be an investment when throughout
Yeah,
time, that's what
yeah,
it's supposed to be. It's the
hmm,
oldest currency,
yeah,
right? It is the oldest form of investment. And the thing about it is, this doesn't degrade. So the property of real gold. So whether you pass that down to your son or
hmm,
your daughter and whatnot, the gold doesn't corrode.
yeah.
It doesn't change. So you don't, by wearing it, you don't, it's not worth less. Like if you collect
Man, this
cars.
is, yeah. I, you know, just to let y'all see it again, it's the real deal, man. And you know, like the ice box, you know, because you know, you see all these guys going in there, they got these chains with the diamonds, and you be like, man, now how much is that gonna be worth 10 years from now? You know, so you have to really, you know, think about it when it comes to jewelry, man. There's no way that you going in there spending all that money on that and it's authentic, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we ain't trying to start no beef or nothing, but we just saying just make sure if you spend thousands of dollars on jewelry that later on is worth something. And you're just not spending your money just to be spending your money just to impress people. Cause you know, 8 to 10, $5,000 or whatever, you know, you just don't do that just to impress people. And you walking around with aluminum foil on your neck masquerading as something else, you know. You know, the jewelry game is and you know, listen, every mall across America got stores, the kiosks with fake jewelry. You know the Rockwilder chains, and, you know, the record label emblems and whatever you want to call them, you know. Just be careful. You know, it's not even like they even got some jewelry that, you know, it won't even turn your neck green and stuff like that, but it's still not real. So and and it don't gotta be real, but that don't mean I got to, spend a lot of money on the jewelry neither. So say, hey, if you spend $500-600 on some costume jewelry and it don't break you out, hey, if that's your prerogative, go do what you do. But if you're going to spend $5,000 or $6,000 on something and you got glass in your chain, it's not diamonds, cubic zirconia, whatever you want to call it. But the point is, you thinking you buying something real and you not. And then you fall into hard times and hey, made a bad investment. Now you ain't got nothing.
Well, you didn't make an investment.
Yeah.
I would say that to make that differentiation, the reason why somebody is buying some huge chain when it's a few $100s, it's not real.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're spending thousands of dollars at Zales or whatnot, the gold is real. How much of it is gold? So it's half gold, half something else, and you're being marked up how much.
Mm-hmm.
So how much gold are you actually buying in that chain?
Yeah.
That's the number you want to actually drill down and be able to get to. So the average markup is around 300%. So let's just put it that way. The average retail markup, if you look at our study, it's around 300%. Our design and labor fee is around 40%. That's a humongous difference. And, and they're going to tell you that 24 karat is too soft. That's why you can't go into any mall in the US and buy 24 karat gold, right? If you go to a mom and pop Asian store, in Chinatown, some places, you can find some 24 karat gold. There are some people that sell 24 karat gold, but generally 99% of people don't know about it. And obviously you go to the mall and the retailers, they don't sell it, right? There are people that even sell. There is a person that sells on QVC, or is a Shop HQ. His name is like Lambert Chang, and he sells 24 karat gold, but the markup is ridiculous. So two things, right? Is how much is it 24K? And what is the markup? So that's just math and numbers. And when you do that, whether or not you're getting a good deal. And I would say if you're paying more than 75%, you're paying too much. So I won't even get into our numbers, but if you're paying 75% or more of a markup, you're paying too much. And don't let anybody tell you our motto is,
how much is this chain worth right here, man? What's this going for?
So this chain is going to be part of an NFT collection. It's 311 grams exactly weight, right? And the reason why it's 311 grams, this symbolizes the weight of 10 American Eagle gold coins.
Okay.
So instead of buying 10 American Eagle gold coins, invest in throwing it in a safe, you can get it in this chain, right? So you can wear your investment. So there's a practical element to it. You pay more of a premium because obviously to make this chain is insanely difficult versus somebody printing some gold coins. But still, over a period of time, over 5 years, 10 years, you're going to absolutely be up on your money, right? And you have a practical, something that you can wear, whether it's every day or whether it's once in a while, and it doesn't degrade in condition and value. So this is 311 grams, and let's do the math. We can do that. This is what I'm saying is we can do the math. So right now, you can see gold is trading at 1993.
Okay.
So that's the spot price of gold. And a tip for you guys out there. Yeah, if you go to a jewelry store, they probably don't even know what a troy ounce is. Gold is by regular ounces. So gold is a troy ounce. So regular ounce is like 28.3, 28 something grams. Troy ounces are 31.1 ounces. And so if a jeweler doesn't even know that, they know nothing about actually gold. So 31.1 ounces. So if this is 19, so gold is trading at 1993. So 1993 divided by 31.1. This is the price per gram, 64.08, right? So now if we times it by 311, this is so right now it's 20 grand of pure gold. This is 20 grand of pure gold, a labor and design fee of $79.72. So you're talking around $28,000. And just to give you a comparison, if this is around $28,000, now remember this is custom made. This is 25 inches. So it can be done 24, it can be done 23, it can be done to specification. That David Yurman chain that I was just speaking of, that they sell for $28,000. This has 311 grams. That $28,000 chain doesn't even have 100 grams. So just to show how crazy that is, that chain has less than 100 grams, and this is 311 grams of gold. Yeah, they sell for more. So it's not even, it's almost unbelievable.
And man, this is a nice piece of work right here.
See, I just explained, I just right now broke down to you exactly the price right now. So the price changes as gold changes. So you got to ask yourself, when you go to Macy's, when you go to these stores, like you said, on Mother's Day, on these, how is it possible they're giving you 40% off when you can't even buy? Nobody can buy gold at the spot price of gold. So when you see this price in 1990, that's the price of gold, but no gold dealer is going to sell it to you that price,
right?
Because they wouldn't make any money, right?
Right.
So how is it possible they're discounting their jewelry 50% on Mother's Day? That's because they marked it up 600%.
And I like what you said earlier. He said, listen, man, it ain't really about buying my jewelry. It's about educating yourself. And the whole point of this is, if you're going to buy jewelry, make sure you buy something that you know is worth something later on, that you can make your money back or you can double. Because like he says, you know, the price of gold, it goes up and down. But right now it's sky high, so there's nothing wrong with that. But if you do go out, get you a nice little piece. Cause see, this that King Tut Kemet jewelry right here, man. This is, you know, if you standing next to him or somebody that got this on and you wearing the Fugazi, you gonna be able to tell. And it's not even about that. That's why I said that. It's not even about looking good. It's about an investment. Like he said, you know how they had those commercials on TV, the silver and the gold coins.
It's
and
truthful.
Yeah.
The statement is truthful. Whether you want it to be loud, or whether you want it to be discreet. You know, some people like it to be discreet. So this is a smaller chain or bigger chain.
And you can make the coins into this, rock this piece sometime, put it up. No, and it's not about running in the hard times. You might have to get rid of it sometime, but it's just about making sure, hey man, I got something and it's worth something. You know, and that's what it's about. We running out of time. I really appreciate you coming through, man, and educating the people. We have to do this again.
Absolutely.
And hey, man, you know, like I say, you go out, y'all want to get y'all some jewelry, check Yen City Gold out. If you want to do the Kiss begin with K thing, y'all gonna do that too. Just know it ain't gonna be worth nothing. Educate yourself when it comes to the jewelry game. And hey, man, you know, it's anything you want to leave us with, you know?
YenCityGold.com. Go and find out that weight. Go and find a piece of jewelry that you like from Zales or wherever it may be. Find out that weight. Come back. Do the math on it on our jewelry calculator. Subscribe and get yourself a copy of the 2022 gold jewelry analysis and go over it. And then go and verify that information for yourself. Just do those things and take it from there. And I promise you, you won't be disappointed.
How much it weigh, man?
How much does it weigh?
We out of here, baby. Politicking and demonstrating.